What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Eidos Montreal and their continued decline. This, it really hurts, not just because, the first thing I think of is really more recent, right? Their work on Guardians. Like, to think about that Guardians of the Galaxy didn't come out all that long ago. It hasn't been like 10, 15 years. It was just a little while ago it came out. Spectacular game, a game of the year type quality game, okay? Now, it didn't sell like a game of the year type game, but it did, I would say in terms of the performance and just how good it was. And that's recent. You go back in their history, like this is a very talented group, a group that's tried to do Deus Ex games, more modern Deus Ex games, and have been shut down. It's such a talented group that has been, I think, destroyed, not really from within, from the outside, from Embracer, if that's who's really causing this. And you've had people leave, you've had people be fired, multiple, rounds of layoffs, and that's what we're here to talk about this time. They're hit with another round. It looks like it's not the biggest amount, like I think it's around 12 or so. Now you could say, okay, well that's maybe not that huge. The issue is back in March, so we're talking within this calendar year, 75 people were let go. So we're approaching 100, right? If you combine the two, we're approaching 100 people were let go from this studio just in the last year. And the rumors are that there's actually more going to be laid off in the future because this is a studio now, I guess, that's kind of just a support team. They've been working with Microsoft on Grounded 2 and Fable. To be honest with you, I don't even know if I remembered that / knew that. I don't know if that's like new news, but it actually does make me a little bit more excited for Fable because, again, I think these guys are talented. And they also say they started another internal project around 2019. So this is a project that's been going on for 6 years, and they say sources say has no way of recouping its current costs. Now, you might argue, or you might ask, why in God's name are you still working on a game, that for a fact is not going to make all the money back? I would argue it's probably just to make part of the money back. Like that there's really no other argument or no other logical way, I guess, of looking at that, right? If you spent $20 million on the game, you're either going to lose that $20 million or maybe you gain back, 12. You're not going to regain all 20, and I guess they know that, but they're going to regain maybe some of it, right? Which is why that game maybe allows itself, to stay alive. That's tragic. I will say that follows suit with Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, a game that was phenomenal and just nobody bought it. I blame Marvel's Avengers, by the way. I always have. I always will. And then, like I said, kind of in my rapid fire type way, they've tried Deus Ex. They've pitched Deus Ex, I believe, were the rumors, and they were shot down. And it's like, these people, I think, know how to make great games. Do they know how to make the biggest games of all time? No, but and I think that's the issue, is they're kind of trapped in their mold. They're owned by Embracer, a company that had no idea. It might still not know what it's doing, but it definitely didn't know what it was doing for like a 2, 3, 4 year period, right? And it was kind of right after they bought them. So you have a studio, or you have a publisher that really cares about money, but spent $1 bajillion to acquire all these studios, then had no idea how to actually execute, laid off all these people. And what you have, I think, in Eidos Montreal is just an insanely talented, almost AA size team. A team that I think would be not the exact same games because they don't do that, but these are the kind of teams I think if you let them, go wild, you let them just go based off talent alone. You get games like Dispatch. That's how you get a game like Dispatch. That's how you get a game like Expedition 33. And I think this year has proven that those type of games kind of need the structure that those studios have. And if you don't have that structure, which Eidos Montreal does not have that structure, you're screwed. You're screwed because I just feel it's a very talented team that's capable of doing some quality games, and they always have been. They might always will. The issue is the more people that get fired or the more people that leave, the talent pool is not so deep anymore. But this is what happens. I imagine they're expected to sell, and their games, I guess, just don't. And that's what shut down, I imagine, Deus Ex. Deus Ex has never been a franchise that's going out there and selling close to 10 million units. And maybe that's what's expected. I don't know why, but Deus Ex is a franchise that can sell a couple million per game, And if you can make the game for that, that's great. If you can't, then you're in big trouble, right? But what are Deus Ex games? They're incredibly high quality games. They're looked at quite highly in the industry and from gamers and all sorts of stuff, right? And I hate it. I really, I think I said that on Twitter. It was my initial kind of response to it. It's just that's a tragedy that we've done this to a studio that, again, most recently we just got Guardians. I think that's a good like litmus test for like, oh yeah, super talented, great game. If they're able to just keep working, they're gonna make great games continuously, right? But are they gonna sell? And I mean that's the 50-50 thing in the industry. But yeah, it's just I don't know. This is one of the better teams, or it was 5 years ago. Highly doubt it anymore, because when you lay off 100 people, how many people are even left at this point? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure as always you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.